ASMR money mentor. You know, a lot of you have requested videos that don't have ads in the middle, and so this video is for you to relax and to fall asleep to, if that's what you want and for the reason coming to my channel. You know, I don't know that I created the channel for people to sleep, but it is ASMR after all, isn't it? And so I completely understand, and I will try my best to do a video every few weeks or so, maybe even more often, that truly is designed to help you sleep. I, in fact, am relaxing myself, as you can see. That's my studio where I produce my videos, also known as my desk in my bedroom. You know, to be a frugal millionaire, you have to be frugal, for lack of a better word, don't we? I think I've shared with you guys that I shoot my videos on my iPhone from 2019. I probably need to get a new iPhone at some point. And do you see that red metal water bottle on the left on my desk? That's where I prop up my camera when I'm shooting at my desk. Yeah, I don't even have a tripod, and I still am able to make a little bit of income from this channel. I wish that for all of you, if you are out there trying to save and invest, that you try to do things that obviously don't cost much money. Like a side job, you know, if you have a regular job and you want to save additional monies, I would encourage you to do things that are super frugal. You know, I want to acknowledge some of you that have written on my channel comments about the fact that you're glad that you found my channel. Thank you so much. One of you had mentioned that you're just out getting your emergency fund up. Congratulations. I need to respond to that comment. I probably will have by the time you view this video. I remember back when I was 39 years old, and then I was broke at 40. I don't want you guys to be broke at 40 like I was. That would be horrendous. By the way, I'm relaxing in bed, and it's so cold here. I have to put on my gloves. At least I'll put on one. It might make good ASMR. By the way, this glove, you're going to be seeing this glove in a video coming up in the next week or two. I'm on another kick of producing a bunch of videos, and then of course they air at different times. I hope that's not going to be too loud, because after all, I want you to sleep and relax to this video. a busy work week. I was so tired yesterday. I probably got 10 hours of sleep. That is so rare for me because normally I wake up super early and just ready to start the day. By the way, this is an Afghan that my grandmother made back in the 1960s. Can you believe it? I have another one that my mother made also in the 1960s, but it's orange. This one, as you can see, is yellow. And that is my foot. Anyway. Relax. 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 I'm going to go back over here. Look at the moonlight coming through the window. So relaxing. What else can I talk about that may be interesting? Well, we're in December. Have all of you created your budgets for next year? I hope so. If you want to learn how to build a budget, just go to my playlist. I think I have a couple videos out there about building a budget. You know what's really fun? I know some people are like, what? I don't think building a budget is fun, but it actually is. There's nothing more satisfying than creating your budget on paper, on a spreadsheet for the entire year. And every month you have these dollar amounts in a bucket, and then you deduct from the bucket as you go throughout the year. You can never go wrong. Yeah, I absolutely love that because you spend your money in advance. I will say one of the secrets to building wealth over time is to be aware. Be aware of what you're spending and spend it in advance. Put it on your spreadsheet. And then deduct from it as the year goes on. And you know what? That's what most people don't do. They don't continually work their budget because you might have really good intentions, especially on New Year's Day. You know what? I think Christmas and New Year's are both on Wednesdays this year. And I usually drop episodes on Wednesdays, don't I? 7 o'clock Eastern, so I'll probably have to come up with a really good, dare I say, New Year's resolution video. Maybe. New Year's resolutions, oh my goodness. Maybe you guys have some New Year's resolutions. Maybe you want to do better with money. That would be awesome. I hope that if you have that goal, you follow through and you accomplish it. Some of you know, I think I have in the description of my channel that I have or I should say I used to produce a podcast called Broke at 40, but I've been doing this and talking about money since 2020. And this is my favorite time of year, financially speaking, of course, where I wrap things up. And I was just scrolling through my podcast, and every year I would look at the money and then reverse engineer and backtrack. So I'll be producing a video to let you guys know exactly how well I did with money this year. And you know what? As I'm talking about it, you guys need to look at your own dollars too, right? Your own money. Cross-check back to your own financial year, 2024. And, realize that if you did make some mistakes, that you correct for those mistakes in 2025. Even if, for example, you overspent, which I hope you did not, but if you did, if you overspent, you can make that adjustment in 2025, because listen, if there's anything you need to learn about money, is that you can make corrections to past mistakes. It's a net result over time. Let me give you an example. If you have a budget for 2024, and let's say you accidentally spent too much money, you originally wanted to save $5,000, but you only saved $4,000. Then in your budget next year, make sure you earmark an additional $1,000 to make up for the previous year. Because eventually you'll start looking at not just the week, not just the month, and not just the year. You need to broaden your horizons and lift up and look down over the course of, let's say, 5 years. It's kind of like the stock market. At the end of 5 years, your balance is in your investments. Let's say your balance is in your investments is $200,000 at the end of 5 years. Over the course of those 5 years, that balance can go up and down because of unrealized gains or realized gains, or no, actually unrealized gains. The market can go up and down. Who cares how many times it goes up and down? At the end of the 5 years, you still have $200,000, and you did not need that money at all. So if you didn't need the money, who cares if it goes up and down? Yeah, that's one thing I learned early on when I started learning about money back in 2003. I had to broaden my horizon. I had to look at multiple years, and I want you guys to do the same. You might be in your survival years right now. Your survival years, remember, are years where at the end of the year, your budget, you may not have saved a penny, and that's okay. Maybe you're paying down debt. Maybe you are saving for a home. There's all sorts of things that could be going on in your life, your financial life. And so, look at it more as a net result over time. That's the way I want all of you to think. By the way, I hope you're getting sleepy. Relax. Relax. Oh my goodness. I'm starting to get sleepy too. comes to your money and your ability to rise above what most people can't do. Most people cannot and will not, for whatever reason, be successful with money. And you guys know, I think there's 2 levels of success with money. Let's chat about those, shall we? And it goes along lines with the millionaire next door concept, the underachiever of wealth. Do you remember? Oh my goodness, what's that noise? Did you guys hear that? I've noticed there's a truck, and it's really noisy, and it's starting to get on my nerves. They're just driving off now. That's good. Anyway, so back to what I was saying, the underachiever of wealth. Oh goodness. So you guys, you may have some friends that make a lot of money. Like, what if they make $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 a year, maybe more? But they have an expensive home. They have a mortgage of $2,500 a month. They have a leased car in their driveway. It's a Mercedes or maybe a BMW. And their car payment is $900 a month, maybe more. And they take expensive vacations and they post it on whatever social media they may be on. So they're known as underachievers of wealth. Have you guys heard that term before? They look rich. They really do, based on what I just shared with you. But they're not building wealth from one year to the next. They're spending everything they make. They look great, but not on paper. If you were to look at their net worth statement, you would be like, oh my God, they have a negative net worth. They owe more than what they have. Now, do you remember what the other term is? What's the other term? If you're not an underachiever of wealth, you would be a prodigious accumulator of wealth, a PAW. A PAW is what you want to be, guys. You want to accumulate wealth, but nobody's going to see it but you. Nobody's going to see your wealth but you. That's what you want. In fact, The Millionaire Next Door is a book. I've got it right over here. It's that second book down. Just the name itself is enough to empower me. The Millionaire Next Door. Like, nobody in this condo community knows that I've got a $1.7 million net worth. I'm not bragging, but in fact, I don't know if it's going to be 1.7. Come back, because at the end of the year, well, beginning of 2025, I have to settle up 2024. It's kind of like doing your taxes. Anyway, I'll let you know exactly what I got to. Because, as you know, I'm quitting my job on January 10th. Yippee. But I think I just lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I don't remember. Well, that's okay, because you're probably sleeping by now anyway. Yeah, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, yeah. People that live in my condo community have no idea that I'm as wealthy as I am. I wonder if there's other people here that are that wealthy. it's funny too, because when I go on walks, I see these really expensive homes. And I ask myself all the time, I wonder if they have as much money as I do. A lot of them probably do, because they are in these really massively expensive homes. But those are the exceptions, not the norm. Like in most suburbs of whatever country you're in, you've got people in their 30s that, again, to circle back to what I said a few minutes ago, look really wealthy, but they're not. They look rich, but they're not wealthy. Do you remember I've talked about that before? What's the difference between rich and wealthy? Who remembers? Well, I think it means that rich, somebody that has assets and a net worth of 30 million, 40 million, 50 million. But wealthy would be also those people, but for normal people like us, it would be somebody that has amassed enough money in the engine that they've created that can pay them an income to pay their expenses. When you feel like, yes, I no longer need a W-2 job, I no longer need to work, I no longer need to have a job that pays me money, because the money I've earned in the past is now part of a money-making machine in and of itself. The engine that you've created. So when I look back, for example, when I had $500,000 as a net worth, that was not enough to quit my job. When I had $750,000, I said to myself, that is not enough money to quit your job. When I got to $1 million, which was in 2020, that's when I said to myself, Evan, you really could quit your job. But I didn't want to. So you always have to listen to your heart and do what it says. I decided to work an additional 4 to 5 years after that. So 21, 22, 20, I guess actually 4 years after that. And then I knew this was the right time. You'll just know. And I never thought I would get to 1.7 looking back, but you guys remember, I was talking about, you'll know when it's time that you want to quit your job. And by the way, I hate the word retirement. Get the word retirement out of your brain. If you're in your 30s right now or younger, just think about building wealth. That's all you need to do. Don't say to people, I'm saving for retirement. No. Say to them, I'm building my wealth. So no, I'm sorry, I can't go to that expensive event that you want me to go to. Yeah, that's what I want for all of you guys if you're not there already. I want you to have that awareness and that confidence so that you can do things on your own. Anyway, so I never thought I would get to the 1.7. Well, sure enough, here it is. And I was talking about the stock market too, I think. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'll talk about this in another video, but stock market returns, like for the S&P 500, remember 2019, 20, and 21, amazing years. 2022, the market goes down a little bit. But 23 and now 24, I think both 2023 and 2024, the S&P 500 is above 20% each year. Now, my portfolio, because it's blended with stocks and bonds, would only get half of that, most likely. I'll let you know what those numbers are, but that's not sustainable over time. Don't get too excited about that, because it's not sustainable, but remember the net result over time. It's going to level out to be about 10 or 11% for the stock market over time. So don't get too excited about these really big gains in the market. Take it as a gift, but also know that it could go down. And remember, as I think about starting to wrap up today's episode, by the way, are you still here? Are you awake? Are you awake? 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 I want to leave you with this thought, if I could just remember what I was going to say. It's so cold I have a hard time thinking. Oh, all of you should be hoping that the stock market will go down. By the way, I don't think it's going to go down in 2025. All indicators so far, I'm pretty sure, like with Goldman Sachs, they usually come out with a prediction, so I'm going to be looking for that coming up. But I do believe that most people think the stock market is going to continue to do really well in 2025. So let's just say that's true. Maybe in 2026 the market will go down. And hopefully you will still have a really good job and you will still be putting money into the market when it goes down. I know many of you are really young. Some of you just started learning about personal finance. One thing you would want to understand is that if the stock market goes down, let's say significantly, yes, the money that you do have already will go down as well. But that's okay. If you're young and you're still investing, the money you put into the market will buy more shares when the market goes down, and that is what you want. So you should hope that markets go down in 2026, let's say. And you're going to continue to put in the same amount of money and you're going to buy more shares. And then what happens? Let's say the market goes back up in 2027 or 2028. The value of those investments, those stocks, those shares that you bought by dollar cost averaging into the market with your paychecks into, let's say, your 401k or maybe your Roth IRA, those values will go up. And that's what you want. Somebody just walked by. I don't know who that was. So yeah, just remember that. Continue to do what you're doing and go out and have fun. Live your life. Don't obsess over money. Believe it or not, even though I produce this channel, I am not always obsessing about money. I'm living my life. And in fact, I'm so looking forward to 2025 because, as I've probably shared with you before, 2024, producing this channel and my regular job, that was a lot of work because I could really only produce videos on the weekends. And during the week I was dedicated to my job. Well, my 9-to-5 job is going away, so I can still produce this channel and have tons of extra time to relax. To relax. To relax. And that's exactly what I want. I'm still just laying here. Oh my goodness. I don't even know if you're still awake right now, are you? You might not be. You're probably sound asleep. Hoping that I stop rambling. Which, by the way, for 2024, I think I'll make about $800. I'm going to take most of that and buy new things for the channel. So it all gets invested somewhat back into the channel. Yeah. You know, most people that have YouTube channels must really love what they do because it's a lot of work, and, you know, we don't do this for the money. Although I think some people do. Those people that have like 100,000 or 500,000 or a million subscribers, like some of the ASMR greats that I've watched through the years. I can't even imagine how much money they're making. It must be a lot. But anyway, I'm happy with my small little channel, but I do hope it grows. You know, I'm going to leave you with this thought. One thing I need to do next year is think more about the algorithm and creating videos with interesting titles that you know, get caught up in the algorithm and get sent to a lot of people. In 2024, I never really thought about that. I just wanted to produce content. That's all I cared about. So you'll probably see videos that have fancy titles to reach more people. So anyway, I'm getting sleepy myself. I need to think about falling asleep myself. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.